Good morning, beautiful souls. I just barely made it on. So, Arnell, if you're here, text me and let me know you can see me. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Just begin to breathe full and slow and deep into your body as we're waiting for everybody to join us. I had to reboot. I was all set up and ready to go to log in 5 minutes early, and when I did, my camera froze, so I had to shut down and reboot, and here we are just 1 minute before 7 o'clock. And Arnell is letting me know he can see me, so I know you guys are here. So say hi in the comments as always. Breathe into your body. Excuse me. And slowly check in with yourself. And then pop your 2 words into the comments if you would, and I'll come back and check them. All right, so it's 7 o'clock straight up. I am going to jump right in. Before I do, we're all going to use our own hands as our jumper cables. I'm going to place the right one on our heart, put the left one on our right hand, and if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Now take a huge breath in, and as you exhale, put all your focus on that gold ball of light in the middle of your chest cavity. That represents the infinite, the energy of the infinite ocean of one source creator, alive in you because you are the ocean. No longer living in the belief of separation. That veil has thinned enough for us to embody this awakening truth. I am source. I am source expressing itself as Mark. I am source expressing itself as me. I want you to say that now with your name. I am source. I am source expressing itself as Mark. I am source expressing itself as me. And as you say me, I want you to open your hands, pulling it away from your chest cavity, and let the light open into your auric field. Now, before you open your eyes, just sense your body. Your body is your partner that said, I will take physical form, so the soul, the drop of the infinite ocean of one, could take incarnation. When the ocean asked for volunteers, you said yes and you qualified, and you needed a body for this turn, for this mission. And that body right now is floating in that liquid love light, in the cocoon of your auric field that is getting stronger and more impenetrable. It is becoming a force field literally around your physical body. I want you to feel that. Now, as your body is sitting in there and your personality that is still transitioning from your wounded third dimensional persona into an embodied experience of source as you, because we're still transitioning into what that really feels like, what that really looks like, what that really means, and how our mind that only knows memory of our wounded third dimensional persona can catch up. But I want you to feel in your chest cavity as your body's floating in the liquid love light of your cocoon of the ocean. Feel the absence of any fear in there, inside of you and surrounding your body. It's absent of fear. It only knows itself as source, and it is therefore absent of any human limitation. Now, before you open your eyes, I just want you to offer from your lower third dimensional wounded persona that's still catching up. I want you to, from that place, offer an invitation to the infinite ocean. Help me understand. Help me understand as soon as today, in some small or some big way. You choose, ocean, but help me understand an embodied experience of being absent of fear and knowing myself fully as the ocean. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and hang on to this, okay? Be ready to say, I want what's being offered. I want to receive the transmission on the higher frequencies from the elders, from your internal guidance. The elders are just a reflection of what you are aligning with in your own remembrance. So, first I want to apologize. On Saturday, you got your 1 week reminder, and in that 1 week reminder, I was reminding you that the written message was going to be in that email the week before, so you have a week to sit with it, right? It no longer comes out with the recorded message. I used to do that all on my own, but now John makes it all beautiful, and we give it to you a week in advance so you can sit with it before we flush it out on the energy update call, so I don't have to just read it and take up all our time reading it. My apology is I re-explained that, and then we left the PDF off. So you got another email when we discovered it. Several of you reached out and said, hey, there's no message. John fixed it, and we sent it out, and it says do-over in your inbox. I want to encourage you, print that, read it before Saturday. I've picked two things that I want to reiterate, or I want to emphasize rather today. Before I do that, I want to just acknowledge you're not going crazy. Remember, we've been talking about this pressure cooker, right? This increased polarization. We see the hate and the division and the fever pitch insanity of the human experience escalating. We've known that's coming. We've known. We've been told the second half of the year, we're getting ready to move into August. We're really moving into the second half, and you can bet we're going to see escalation in August, okay? And I bet, and so you've been feeling this in the last week, since last Magical Monday, I'm sure. And I want to remind you, a couple of Magical Mondays ago, the elders were saying that the energies coming in July, as the whole month is a portal, this month we are in this global collective cocoon of energy, loving energy emerging through you. At the same time the fever pitch insanity is building. There's this, the message that we got 2 weeks ago and last week was, you're in a very safe place to keep feeling. Energetically, it's the safest cocoon we've ever been in, as the ocean is opening us as the drop to feel. So you've probably, again, in this last week, you've had some really intense people, places, and things come into your experience that have rattled your cage, that have resurfaced wounds and behaviors, not because you're not making progress, but because time is shifting. We're not moving linear. We're moving in a spiral. And as we keep ascending, we keep circling back to issues that need more energetic release. There's nothing to fix. There's just more to feel. You may keep escalating as these patterns return. You may keep experiencing unpleasant things to get you to look at what you're still unwilling to release fully in your actions, or which it's going to keep escalating until you release it and allow the ocean to bring you in alignment with the actions that will free you from these behaviors. Or all that's happening is you're going along your merry way and you're surged with these emotions about past experiences that have nothing to do with what's showing up right now. And it's because any residue is in your imprint of your DNA that's not compatible with the higher frequencies simply is being flushed out. It's being cleared. which we've been saying all you got to do is pause long enough to feel it, and then you just need to say to your mind, we're good, mind. All we got to do is let this emotion move through us. It's a reflection of the same fever pitch insanity of actions on the world stage. And what I mean by that is this. Well, so before I say that, let me also say this. So this week, you've probably had these intense flushes and clearings of emotion, or you've had circumstances similar to your pattern that have escalated the pain of that pattern at a fever pitch insanity level because some part of us is still holding on. So the negative ramifications is going to keep getting more intense until we bring ourselves to a place mentally and consciously that we choose to let go. Nothing, no one is being punished. We're being freed. That's the beauty. And at the same time, you've had these unpleasant experiences. You've probably had these bursts of joy unrelated to what's unfolding in the moment, or very much related to what's unfolding in the moment. Maybe you've had bursts of clarity and you're seeing your patterns outside of the pain more than you ever had. Maybe you've called people, places, and things that are starting to put puzzle pieces into your physical reality that are lighting you up, and it feels like finally some things are coming into place. And it can be this weaving of any of that. August is going to expand that experience. And what I want to share with you today in the last 5 minutes, I picked out 2 things from the message that really stood out to me that continue to reinforce the messages I've been bringing forth. Remember, I've been saying since 2020, we're training for when the obstacles really show up on the world stage. And I've been saying all of 2025, we're on that course now, right? We're not in training anymore. And that's the words they used. And I want to highlight that. So they're saying in this message, and you have it now in your inbox, you can print it, you can read it, you can ponder it, and you can show up with this information already in your mental awareness as I flush it out even more this Saturday. But they're saying, we're not in training anymore. What did you feel when you heard that? You either felt, shit, I don't feel capable, or you felt, yeah, I feel strong, or somewhere in between. Open your heart to this part of the transmission. You're not in training anymore. The elders are validating you. You have moved beyond in alignment, the preparation stage. Even if your mind doesn't believe it, you are. So August is going to keep presenting opportunity for you to trust your alignment. That's so important. Trusting your alignment, not as an idea, but as an embodied truth of you knowing that you know from the ocean opening the source, there's a bigger plan happening and I'm right in alignment with it. Even if the world appears to be unraveling in a fever pitch insanity, your soul knows that this deeper, unstoppable evolution is in full motion. And you're out of preparation now to move yourself into that knowing. If you don't feel like you know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's where you want to put your focus in August. The second part is, so let me help you with that. If you don't know it, now we've been given all kinds of tools, but here's one I want to give you right now to continue to help you embody it. Because back in March, when we started the I Am Presence Awareness practice, that was to really get you inward, built on all the tools that we've been given over all of these years, whether you've used them or not. Our mandate this year was go inward. The ocean is absolutely opening the drop. And many of you have evidence of that. You recognize you are responding differently. You have evidence that something is shifting. Even while we're spiraling up in the higher frequencies and patterns reappear, and it's easy to feel like we're failing, we have evidence that we're shifting. So here's a little tip for you to embody as we move into August, and I want you to practice it this week before we get to next week's, before we get to Saturday's message. I just want you to keep inward. If something triggers you during the course of the day, put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, breathe in. You can do this in less than a minute. Imagine that gold ball of light, and I'm going to give you something new to say. From that I am presence, I am guided. That's your wounded third dimensional persona trying to catch up to the 5D version of you. I am guided. I am anchored. I am the ocean remembering itself. That's going to help you move out of an idea into an embodied experience. Use it 100 times a day in 30 seconds. Anytime you feel triggered or overwhelmed or confused, I'm guided. I'm anchored. I am the ocean remembering itself. Let this start to become your absolute baseline and watch what happens. I want to remind you, from that level of awareness, the dismantle, the collapse, it's not the end. It's the evidence. It's the clearing of physical structures that have kept us all on a hamster wheel of belief that we are separate from source and separate from each other and doomed to live in this survival mentality. The fever pitch insanity, which will escalate in August, and now the clearing, the pieces are going to start to fall as the revelations come forward and fear surges. You can say, I am guided. I am anchored. I am the ocean remembering itself. That makes sense to me, and I have no reason to fear it. Might have some shit to jump over, but I am the ocean, and my awareness knows that that's not the end. That's the beginning of what I am capable of manifesting with my light being on planet Earth right here, right now. I want to encourage you, print the message, ponder it this week, and come prepared next Saturday for some solid how-tos to move through August. I want to just close with saying, in a long-term friend / client from 25, maybe even 30 years ago in San Francisco popped up in my life again this week. Not the commission guy, someone else who's very dear to me, and they've revealed that they're battling leukemia. So Liz and I have joined together, and we're going to offer him a intention session next Saturday, immediately following our energy update, and you're going to get an email invitation to that today. But I just wanted to give you a heads up to mark your calendar. If you're available, it'll be immediately following, 30 minutes after our call. We'll jump in and do a Zoom call and do an intention session for my friend. His name is Mike. So just keep that in mind if you're available. That's where I'm going to leave you today, beautiful soul. I am guided. I am anchored. I am the ocean remembering itself. You got this. I love you tons. For now.